Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking 9 business challenges every small business faces and how to overcome them. Whether you're running a small brick and mortar, whether you're an author, consultant, coach, network marketer, influencer, you're running a small business and you're going to face these challenges. Either you're facing them right now, you're about to face them, or you've overcome them. And this is what we're talking about today. So I need you to do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the local Biz Marketing Pros studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are a small local business and you're looking for a way to optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, and grow your revenue, then you need to check out localbizmarketingpros.com. That's all we do is help our clients win in this online marketing game, which is very competitive, by the way. So we got a free online marketing checklist. You can also get a free business strategy session if you go to localbizmarketingpros.com and check that out. Today, we're talking 9 business challenges that every small business faces and how to overcome them. I see the classy exchanges in the building. Welcome to the stream today. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. I love to see who's in the building with us. Richard, good morning. Good morning. So this season in my entrepreneurial journey is very fascinating and exciting as I am continuing to discover and unlock my true purpose. And I know it is helping small businesses grow and thrive. I believe your dollars are better spent on Main Street than Wall Street. But if you don't know the small businesses to spend your money with and those who are doing great things in your community because they don't know how to market, then that's a problem, right? So that's why I'm here to help small local businesses. A couple of quick announcements. Now, how many of you guys would like to start a podcast? If you would like to start a podcast, I want you to comment keyword podcast. One of the things that we're adding to Local Biz Marketing Pros is our training arm. And I'm going to start these night school sessions where I train small businesses on certain lead generation methods and strategies in a intensive, couple hour blocks of time to really help them master some of these skills. And one of the first things that we're going to do is we're dropping our modern podcasting course this week, but you can get the course by itself, or you can get the course with the night school classes where you get and live with me and a couple other successful podcasters. And we literally hold your hand through working out the ideas. It's basically a study group with the course. So we hold you accountable, because some of you guys have been saying you're going to start a podcast since forever and you still haven't done it. But you get with a group of the right people, man, and allow them to hold you accountable. So that's coming up soon. Also, for those of you who are already connected to me via the Black Biz Success app, we're having our office hours tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So what does that mean? That means that you get to ask questions. That means if you're stuck and using the app or some strategy you're trying to deploy with the app and you don't quite know how to do that, that's what these office hour sessions are for. And of course, we answer any questions about marketing, about business, anything that we can help you with. We want to help you with that. So that is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, if you guys have not already joined the Local Biz Marketing Mastermind group on Facebook, then you are missing opportunities to get some free training, because every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I do an over-the-shoulder training where I'm actually going to do my marketing live in front of the group. So you guys can ask me questions about what I'm doing, how it's working, and all of that kind of stuff. So right here on Facebook is Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. It's a group specific to learning how to become better marketers in your business, but it's also a cool place to network and meet other entrepreneurs. Last but not least, just remember, y'all, this is listener supported media. So the links that you see in the comments and in the show notes, those really do help me stay afloat and continue to bring you guys this content for free. So if you see a link in the comment that represents something that you could use, then by all means know that the proceeds are what allows me to do this show and bring you this content for free each and every morning. The Classy Exchange podcast, that would be dope. So yeah, we definitely want to help those who are not already podcasting, launch a podcast, those who kind of started and maybe are not sure if you're going down the right path. This course will be good for you because it's all about setting up the right habits and the right systems, and of course, the right monetization strategy so that you're making money from your podcast. So let's officially get the show started. And those of you who have been here for a while, you know how we start every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show. We start with a quote of the day. And today's quote says this: if you want to improve, you must become content to be thought foolish and stupid. And that is from Epictetus, I believe, is the way you say that, a philosopher from days of old. But I found that to be very profound, and I'm experiencing that in my life. And I have always experienced this in my life. If you want to improve or be great, you have to be content with being thought to be foolish and stupid. Everybody who has ever impacted the world in a major way, when they first started, people thought they were crazy, right? Think about some of the technology that we have in this world and who invented it. You're going to do what? You're going to be able to talk to people all over the world holding a device in your hand? Man, you crazy. You're going to get in this contraption and you think this contraption is going to fly you over the Atlantic Ocean? Man, you are crazy. You're going to build a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate that's going to bring positive media around entrepreneurship to your community? Man, you crazy. Yeah. If you are going to improve, if you're going to do anything great, you, my friend, must be content with being thought to be foolish and stupid. Point blank and period. And I will go on the flip side of that and say, if you are not being thought to be foolish and stupid, chances are you're not dreaming big enough. Chances are your vision is not grand enough. Chances are you're not being radical enough in your transformation, in your evolution. Because when you fit in with everybody else, when you go with the flow, no one thinks you're stupid. No one thinks you're crazy. It's only when you go against the grain. It's only when you decide to do something so grand, so bold, so incredibly powerful that it causes people to feel a little bit intimidated. And y'all know how people get when they feel intimidated. When you start shining the light on someone else's lack of ambition, that stings. And when people are felt to are caused to feel a little bit of pain about their inadequacies, they lash out, right? That's when they start pointing the finger at you. Man, you dumb, you're stupid, man. That ain't ever gonna work, man. Who in the heck do you think you are to even aspire to pull off something like that? So, for those of you who are on the path to greatness and people are looking at you, they're laughing, they're smirking, they're saying you're stupid, they're saying you're crazy, they're saying you're off your rocker, just know that you are in good company, my friend. You are in good company. Now, the only thing that I'm going to caution you of is to never quit. Because if you quit, you are literally going to make them right. Right. And I think a transformer is about to blow in my neighborhood because my lights are flickering. Right. I want you to understand, if you quit, you will make them right. So don't ever quit. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Local Biz Marketing Mastermind, our free Facebook group and community around helping small local businesses optimize their online presence, increase their lead flow, grow their revenue, expand their operations so they can contribute more to the communities that they serve. And you can join this community for free. We just ask, if you join the group, be prepared to contribute. It's not a spam fest group. It's a group where we're literally bringing value one to another, and we're making strong connections with other entrepreneurs who are trying to grow their business. Local Biz Marketing Pros. So that's facebook.com/groups/Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. Join the group, answer the questions. We'll let you in. We'll love on you. We'll share our best practices and what's helping us succeed so that you too can succeed. So today we're talking 9 small business challenges and how to overcome them. Let me grab the link to this article. You guys know one of my favorite sources for as I'm learning more and more about the small business space, right? I'm always reading articles. I'm always researching. I'm always trying to get a better handle on what's going on in this community. And that's for you too. If you're not doing that, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? You have to obsess over your industry and your ideal customer. You have to be obsessed. So I'm always learning more and more about the small business community. Some of you guys know my background. I come from the network marketing space and the solopreneur small business coaching and consulting space. Individual coaching and consulting space. And I'm moving into the small business coaching and consulting space because I believe that's better aligned with my mission. So I'm learning this space as I'm working in the space at the same time. And I'm learning to geek out over my ideal customers. I'm learning to and really research all the ins and outs of how what challenges small businesses really have. And you guys are witnessing me do this because I bring a lot of this information to the show. So I just put the link in the show notes to this article on HubSpot, written by Lindsay Kalowich Cox, right? If the first few years of business, small companies come up against a lot of different challenges. Some are harder than others to overcome. And according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, about 20% of small businesses fail by the end of their first year. By the end of their 5th year, 50% go under. And by the end of the 10th year, that number rises to 80%. Now, do not feel discouraged and do not let statistics determine your outcome, right? And if you are going to let a statistic determine your outcome, then be on the right side of the statistic, right? As someone who came up in the network marketing space, I remember everybody would quote the statistic: 97% of all network marketers fail, right? That's what they would say. And when you would get in front of a small group and you would do your presentation, that was the objection that I would hear the most. And to me, it's like, okay, I'm just going to not do what the 97% do. I'm going to do what the 3% do, right? And I've had a very successful career in the network marketing space. I still get monthly residuals from activities that I've done years and years and years ago, right? Personally recruited over 450 people into my organizations through the years. So I could have, like everybody else, looked at the statistics and say, well, 97% of all network marketers fail, don't make no money. Or I could have said, okay, let me find the 3% that get it right, and let me model, let me study, let me do things that they do and not do what the 97% does. So I want you to think about that as a small business owner, because I know you hear the same thing. Well, 50% of all small businesses fail, right? I know you hear those statistics. Just make sure that you are on the right side of the statistic, right? So what are some of these challenges that small businesses face and how to overcome them? Number one, we're talking 9 challenges every small business faces and how to overcome them. Number one is finding customers, right? The first one on this, the first one isn't just a small business problem, right? The marketers at well-known companies like Apple, Toyota, and McDonald's don't just sit around waiting for leads to come in. Even the biggest, most successful companies have people working hard every single day to find new customers. But for small businesses, the challenge is even more significant. How can you find customers when you're not a household name? And there are so many channels to focus on for customer acquisition, but which ones do you prioritize, right? In addition, acquisition costs are increasingly high, and small businesses may not have the same spending power as larger, more established businesses. In fact, the cost of acquiring new customers has increased to 60% over the past 6 years. If this is something you're struggling with, you're not alone. 49% of companies report that customer acquisition is their primary marketing objective. So it is challenging, right? We know that if you are in business, you are in the customer acquisition game. Point blank, period. Without customers, you don't have any business. Let's see how HubSpot recommends that you fix this, right? Finding customers starts with figuring out who your ideal customer is. Love it. Even with the best small business idea, spraying and praying doesn't work for anybody, right? That is you going on social media and just putting stuff out there with no intentionality behind it and not understanding who your ideal customer is, right? You need to make sure you are spreading the word to the right people. Craft an idea of who your target customer is and what they look like, and spend time online building your buyer persona. This free guide will walk you through the process. Creating very specific templates can dramatically improve your business results. I'm going to read you something, and this might help you guys. As I'm preparing to relaunch my Monetize My Life Academy, I said, who do I want to serve the most with this academy? And someone who's really good at helping you identify your ideal customer avatar is a lady by the name of Sunny Lenarduzzi. If you guys are not familiar with her, I'll put a link to her channel in the comments and in the show notes so you guys can check her out. But as I started to think about monetize my life, right? Your ideal customer in a lot of cases is a mirror to yourself. So when I started to look at who do I really want to help make money from their gifts, talents, and special abilities, and this is what I came up with. I help overworked, underpaid fathers who feel embarrassed and ashamed for being unable to adequately provide for their family, leverage the power of the internet and social media to generate $1,000 to $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue with an online business based on their passions and talents, so they can finally get ahead on their bills, relieve the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, and restore their confidence, pride, and sense of fulfillment that comes with being the father and man they know they are called to be. When you can get that specific about who you want to connect with, then it is easy to craft the messaging that speaks directly to those people. You have to get laser targeted and laser focused with exactly who you want to approach, who you want to connect with. And then you got to geek out on them. Now, one thing that this article did not say that I'm a very, very big fan of is make sure that in the process of your customer acquisition journey, you are becoming someone that your customers are looking for, right? You are positioning yourself to be found by your customers. Well, what do you mean, Cortez? This podcast is showing up on Facebook, YouTube, and all of the podcasting platforms across the entire world. So this platform that I've created is positioning me to be found, while at the same time I am actively looking for my customers, my ideal customers, right? Think about it. Someone searching for how to overcome the most common problems facing my small business. Now I've got an asset on the internet that can be found by these people. So yes, understand who your target market is. 2, make sure that you are positioning yourself to be found by them, right? Because there's nothing like having a great product or service that nobody knows about. And I see this in small businesses and small communities all over the country. And that's why I'm in this space, to help them bring more light onto what they bring to the table, because there's some amazing businesses in our country that nobody knows about, right? And they are barely holding on, right? And we saw that with COVID. Country shut small businesses down for 55 days, and a lot of them have never come back online. A lot of them have never come back online. Yeah. Mark is with me. He said, man, that is that secret agent entrepreneur, or that secret agent marketing, right? No, man, you got to shout from the rooftop who you are, what you do, who you serve, how you do it, how well you do it, and most importantly, why you do it. You got to always be talking about that, right? All right, so that is just number 1 on our list. We've got 8 more to go, and I promise you we're going to get through all 8. I am not going to do a 2-part series, because y'all know I'm famous for that. We're going to get through all 8 of these today. So we're going to move right along. But before we do that, we've got to get into some 1-minute motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do something called 1-minute motivation. That's where I share a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. I'm going to give a couple takeaways. I ask you guys to, if you're in position to type, give a couple takeaways as well. So let's get into some 1-minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
So you need to foster the belief in what you are dreaming so that it becomes a reality, which is very different than saying, I don't expect anybody to believe it until I see it. You need people to believe it before they can see it.
Here is how you can assure yourself to enjoy yourself during the process of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I want you to get this, because it starts as soon as you open up your eyes in the morning, or whenever it is that you start the day. As soon as you open up your eyes to greet the day, you enter into consciousness. It is at that moment that your creativity is at its most powerful. Right there and then, you have an opportunity to steer your thoughts and your emotions in the direction that you want them to go, not in the direction that they're telling you to go. In other words, you can literally choose to seize the day, or you can let the day seize you.
Nothing works the first time. When you try something new, it probably won't work.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Cool, ladies and gentlemen. Did you guys get chills this morning? I always get chills when I listen to those things, man. They literally move my spirit. And hopefully it brought a little bit of joy and some perspective. And if nothing else, it has caused you to think about who you want to become and what you're trying to do. Taking risks, right? Something that is scary, but it's something that has to be done, right? If you want to get something you've never had, you got to do things that you've never done, right? If like simple things, like I remember when I was working at a local company here that ultimately got bought up by a big national brand. And I just remember going to work every day, and I literally took the same route to work every day for over 10 years. Like, think about the mundanity of that. The exact same route every day for 10 years. But guess what? I wasn't the only one. Because I would see the same cars. I would pass the same cars. I would pull up against the same person at the same light at the same time every morning, right? Because everybody is doing the same thing, right? If you don't do anything else, take a different way to work in the morning, right? Because what we see and the variances and how we move actually causes different thoughts to be sparked in our heads. And maybe you taking a different route will cause you to see something that intrigues or sparks a thought that can take you down a rabbit hole that ends up with you being better for it, right? Be willing to take risks. Failure brings us closer to success, right? It's actually part of the success formula. You got to try something, be willing to take risks, fail, evaluate the results of the failure, take out the positives, learn from the negatives, and then you try again. And with every attempt, you get better and better and better. But you cannot be afraid to fail. And I just so happen to believe that everybody's fear is rooted in what we think other people are going to think about us. We are not afraid to fail. We are more afraid of being called a failure, right? Because we've all stumbled. We've all failed. We've all missed the mark, right? But what causes us to really be afraid to step out of there, step out on faith, is that what are other people going to say? If I don't build this multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate, starting with this podcast, what are people going to say? That is a thought that I had before I started, before I ever said that I aspired to be a billionaire. I reluctantly, I didn't allow that to come out of my mouth for a long time because of what? I was thinking about what are other people going to say. And I remember when someone else heard me say that for the first time, they chuckled and they realized that I wasn't laughing. They realized I was serious. Oh, my bad. Right. But you got to be willing to take some risks, ladies and gentlemen. Foster the belief, right? Foster the belief in yourself. See, all things are possible, according to the book that I read, for him or her that believes. It doesn't say that all things are possible for him that has a wife that believes, her that has a husband that believes, him that has homeboys that believe, him that has coaches and mentors that believe. No, it says all things are possible for that individual. There's only one person required to believe, and that's you. That's me. Now, in order to get people on board to buy in, to help you and support you along this journey, you got to learn how to communicate the vision. And you communicate the vision two ways. You communicate the vision with your words. I'm going to do this, but you also communicate the vision with your action. I am doing this along the way to get me to that destination. See, some of us are talking about what we're going to do, and we're trying to get buy-in, and all we're doing is talking about what we're going to do. So nobody's buying in because we're not doing what we're talking about we're going to do. And now you're mad at your spouse because your spouse don't support you. You're mad at your homeboy or your homegirl because they don't seem to be excited about your jam. Well, evidently you ain't excited about it either because you ain't doing what you're talking about you're going to do. My family sees me up every morning on this podcast. So when I ask them to share the show, when I ask them to go subscribe, I'm doing what I'm telling them that I'm going to do. I'm actually doing it. Right? Are you doing what you're talking about you're going to do? Because the more you do it, the more you believe in what you're doing. If all you're doing is talking about it, nobody's going to buy in. Nobody's going to support you. Nobody's going to invest in you. You're not going to attract the right people. At some point, you got to start doing what you say you're going to do, right? That dream that you have, yes, I love telling people what I'm going to do and how big this thing is going to be. But I also get about the business of doing it every day. So hopefully that makes sense to each and every one of you guys. My man Mark says you got to take the bumps and the bruises of the journey. That's right. Like my girl Miley Cyrus says, it's the climb, baby. It's not the mountain, it's the climb. It's the climb. It's the climb that causes you to become the person that you need to be in order to stand on top of the mountain. Oh, amen. Thank you, Lord. I'm just saying, you got to be willing to take some risks. That is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. Is our free Facebook group, ladies and gentlemen. The link to the group is in the show notes and the comments. If you want to optimize your online presence, increase your leads, grow your revenue, expand your operations, and contribute more to the communities that you serve, that's what this group is all about. We're some dope entrepreneurs doing some dope things in our respective communities, and we're winning, and we're helping those who are in this group win. Open, we're nice. We just want to see you win, but we want to also see you contribute to helping other people win at the same time. Facebook.com/groups/Local Biz Marketing Mastermind if you're interested in joining. So we got to hustle. I didn't mean to go on a rant that long, but understanding that belief is where it all starts, right? And the evidence that you believe is the action that you're taking around what you say you believe. You can't say you believe in building a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate starting with this podcast and then let the podcast die, and then not show up for the podcast, and then not market the podcast, then not ask interesting people to be on the podcast. Whatever you believe, if you truly believe it, the actions that you're taking reflects your belief. I'm just saying, right? All right. I think I beat that dead horse enough. All right. So we're talking 9 common challenges that small businesses face. Number 1 was finding customers. Number 2 on the list is increasing brand awareness. If your customers don't know who you are, how will they buy from you? Statistics show that In terms of success, 70% of brand managers say that building an audience is more valuable than direct sales. And because of this, marketers in 2021 say that their primary goal for running marketing campaigns is building brand awareness. For those of you who do not know, there's two primary objectives of marketing. It is transactions and brand awareness, right? You're either building brand awareness or you're generating leads and sales, right? Those are the primary functions of marketing. If you follow my boy Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about those who are building brand today are the ones who are going to be winning 10 years from now. The ones who are going to be winning 20 years from now. You know what happened in the 60s and the 70s? The companies that are winning today, they put all of their money into building brands, brand recognition, right? And now they get all of these transactions daily because of the brands that they built. Coca-Cola, Walmart, Apple, $3 trillion company. Come on now. Brand recognition, right? How many of you guys count or pay attention to the Apple logo that shows up in movies and commercials and TV shows? It just draws my attention every time. Like, and if you pay attention to the scene that you see the Apple logo appear, tell me it doesn't represent the Apple brand. It's always in a creative space. It's always in an elegant, high space. It's always in a space that fits the brand. But you see that logo everywhere. That's brand awareness. That's brand awareness. And it's not free to get that logo to show up on the movie screen of a movie like the Black Panther that's going to hit billions of dollars in revenue, right? But they know that they want to be a part of. Apple's whole thing is sexy. It is cool. It is amazing. It is fun. It is creative, right? So they know that getting on the biggest screens and the biggest movies is going to help to foster that brand awareness. The focus is largely because building brand awareness helps generate trust with your audience, helps them associate your brand with your products and services, and those factors combined help drive sales and build a base of loyal customers. So how do you fix that if you do not have brand awareness? There are many ways to spread brand awareness, but these three I'll touch on here: PR, co-marketing, and blogging. PR, co-marketing, and blogging. Public relations is less about paying for a spot in a news blog and more about focusing your voice and finding your place in the market. I recommend reading this great post from First Round Capital on what startups and small businesses often get wrong about PR. And that's why I always give y'all the link to the actual article, because they always link to other cool stuff, right? The piece also includes some tactical tips on how to figure out who's covering your industry, building relationships, and working with reporters. Number two, co-marketing, right? As my Mark says, piggyback marketing, right? Partnering with other brands will help you inherit some of their image and reputation and create brand evangelists outside your circle. It's a fantastic way to gain a large volume of new contacts alongside your organic marketing efforts. Number three, blogging. Running a consistent, high-quality blog will help you build brand awareness. Not only does a blog help drive traffic to your website and convert that traffic into leads, but it is also enables you to establish authority in your industry. And I'm going to give you another one: podcasting. That's why we're doing the podcasting class next week. Excuse me. That's why we're doing the podcasting class next week. So if you are interested in launching your own podcast, Comment Podcast, the link will be available later today. I'm putting the finishing touches on the website where you can go and buy this class, this course, and also take the class where we're actually doing a night school accountability class where we're going to help you actually build your podcast. But those things create brand awareness, right? Super important. There's a lot of other ways that you can do this as well. So videos, a YouTube channel works great for this. Publishing a book or an ebook, like these things create brand awareness, positions you as an authority figure so that you can attract to you your ideal customer. While on one side of the house, you're chasing customers, on the other side of the house, you're actually attracting them to you. So you get the best of both worlds. So number 3 on our list of 9 challenges that every small business face and how to overcome them is building an email list. Most small businesses are not doing this. And that was one of the core products that we first developed, is a suite of tools that allow small businesses to start building their email list, right? To move prospects along their buyer's journey to eventually become your customer, you need to build trust through consistent nurturing, staying top of mind, and continuously providing value. Marketers say that one of the best ways to do this is by getting prospects on your email list. Email marketing is still ranked as the most effective marketing channel. And for every $1 you spend on email marketing, you can expect an average return of about $42. In addition, 59% of consumers say that marketing emails can either directly influence their purchases, emails can directly influence their purchasing decisions, right? So how do you fix this? Instead of buying or renting a list, build opt-in email lists. Now, in order to do this, you need the right tools and systems. Cordero, my friend, welcome to the show this morning. What are the right tools and systems? You need a way to capture the names, phone numbers, and email addresses of your prospects, and you need a way to automatically build nurturing emails and sequences that go out to them on a regular cadence, right? That's what the Black Biz Success app comes in at. We literally help you do this, with our done-for-you software, our do-it-yourself software, or we can actually build this for you with our done-for-you service on top of our software. But you have to constantly be nurturing the relationship. I've heard me say this before. All businesses are relationship businesses. And once someone enters your ecosystem, you want to connect with them, give them something that's going to help them in exchange for their name, email address, and phone number. Once you get that information, don't spam them with a bunch of junk. Continue to give them value that's going to help them in their life. Whatever problem you solve, continue solving that problem for them through your email. And eventually, they're going to reach out to you and say, hey, how can I pay to get more of this, right? So you need the right systems in place to capture their names, phone numbers, and emails. And then you need the follow-up automation to nurture the relationships over time, right? And you get both of those with the Black Biz Success app. All right. So number 4 on our list, if you're just tuning in, we're talking 9 challenges that small businesses face and how to overcome them. Number 4 is lead generation, right? And if you guys have not followed the Local Biz Marketing Pros YouTube channel, I've got a whole playlist on lead generation. So make sure y'all check that out. I'll put a link to that in the comments below. But another problem most small businesses share is lead generation, specifically generating enough leads to keep the sales team happy. Marketers also report that this is a top priority, but at the same time, 58% also indicate that lead generation is a key challenge that business leaders face. That's why I got into this space, y'all. I could just continue to help overworked, underpaid fathers build businesses online to help them, with their families and that situation. But when I saw that 40% of Black-owned businesses closed during the COVID and never came back online, I was able to quickly point to one of the reasons is they didn't have a strong marketing system. And I'm like, I'm going to help these businesses with marketing, right? So lead generation is a huge problem for small local businesses. And the question is, how do you fix it, Cortez? Well, I'm glad you asked, right? To make lead generation process work for your business, you need first optimize your existing website for conversion. Isn't that something? Now, this is HubSpot saying this, but y'all know that one of our core products is our triple optimized website. What is a triple optimized website? Our first thing that we optimize your website for is conversion. We optimize it for search and we optimize it for mobile, right? But you have to, like, I've seen some very beautiful websites out there, right? They look stunning. They've got moving elements and all kind of stuff. But when I go to connect with them or I go to buy from them, I can't even find a button or a pricing page or anything to buy from them because their websites were designed for beauty and not conversion, right? So you have to make sure that your website is designed for conversion, right? At the top of my website, if you go to Local Biz Marketing Pros right now, at the very top of my website, you're going to see book a call, schedule a call, call me, click to download your free guide. Hey, how can we connect with us? You're going to see that all throughout the website. Why? Because that's the first process of conversion, right? Do each of your web pages clearly guide visitors to take action, or do they leave them wondering what's next, right? Clear calls to action. Do you use a tool that automatically pulls the submissions from your forms and puts them into a contact database, i.e. a CRM? You've got to start operating with a CRM. Nothing wrong with those of you who have spreadsheets and that kind of stuff. That's a start. But with the spreadsheets, a lot of times there's no automation. And you're going to work yourself to death if you don't incorporate automation in your business, right? So when someone fills out a form on my website, it automatically pulls them into my CRM, and then it automatically pulls them into a specific workflow that says, hey, send them this email immediately. 2 days later, send them this email. A day later, send them this ringless voice clip. A day later, send them this text message. The day after that, send them another email. Hey, a day after that, invite them for a free marketing consultation. All of that is happening automatically. You got to have the right amount of automation in your business if you're going to win, right? Are you creating custom landing pages for every single campaign that you run? Cortez, you mean to tell me my website alone is not enough? No, because I have certain products and services that are aimed at certain industries. Now, I can help all small businesses, but we just launched our restaurant retail VIP program where we help restaurants launch their own VIP club via text so that if they can get more repeat business. Well, if someone goes to my regular website, they're not going to see that as readily as if they're a restaurant owner and I put out a piece of content that talks specifically to them. I don't want them to go to my regular website. I want them to go specific to the restaurant VIP page so they can learn how I can help them create repeat customers with our text messaging club, right? So these are some of the things. Do you have lead generation CTAs on each of your blog posts or all the pages on your website, on your social handles, or in your actual emails that go out to clients, right? At the bottom of my email, if you ever got an email from me, there's a link that says, hey, get our free online marketing checklist, right? Those are little hacks that doesn't cost you a lot of money to put into place, right? What about pop-ups? When someone tries to leave my website, there's a pop-up that says, hey, wait, don't forget, you can get this free online marketing strategy session if you just click here, right? All of those things help with lead generation, right? Hopefully you guys are getting some value out of this. Just give me a 1 in the comment if you're getting some value out of this morning, right? So if you're just tuning in, we're talking 9 challenges small businesses face and how to overcome them. Number 5 on the list is delighting customers. Customer satisfaction is a great goal, but customer delight is even better, right? Customer satisfaction is great, but customer delight. When I listen to Dr. Myron Golden talk about taking the playbook from Apple, he said Apple understands what business they're in customer acquisition. They understand that when they acquire a customer, it's their job to wow a customer. Wait, what? Yeah. So when you acquire a customer, what is your wow process? How do you over deliver? How do you onboard them in a way that they say, man, I'm so glad to be connected with you. I'm so glad I made this purchase, right? I appreciate the ones, Classy Exchange, Mark, Angela. What's up, Double A? Positive service experiences entice customers to make additional purchases and repeat loyal customers spend more. Satisfied customers engage in word of mouth marketing, helping you with free acquisition. It's cheaper to retain an existing customer, a satisfied customer, than it is to acquire a new customer. So work on your wow campaign. How do you onboard customers? How do you deliver your products and services in a way that makes them in awe of that experience? How to fix this? It takes work to continue solving your customers in a way that turns them into raving fans. Here's some tips. Understand why your customers chose you and what they need. Set concrete expectations at the start of the engagement. Deliver on those expectations. Innovate how you can provide unexpected extras that go above and beyond. Continue to measure satisfaction and improve the customer experience. When you understand your customers' needs, expectations, and cater to their desires, it will pay off huge down the line, right? So make sure that you have built into your fulfillment a wow factor for your customers, right? So we're talking 9 small business challenges and how to overcome them. Number 6 on our list is hiring talented people. 52% of respondents to a CNBC study stated that the most significant problem facing small businesses was labor quality. This is a tough statistic to consider, especially since most of the challenges on this list can't be overcome without a fantastic team that understands business goals and can work together. To begin with, 76% of hiring staff say attracting quality candidates is their biggest challenge. In addition, the cost of onboarding can average more than $4,000 per new employee. So how do you fix this, right? It's easy to hire with a short-term mindset. Send out a job description, screen applications, and make a decision. But because of the high cost of hiring, it's crucial to invest a significant amount of time in the hiring process, right? Your job as a business owner is to hire and keep good people. And my mentor, Henry Doris, always taught me that the best people are always free. What do you mean? If I hire the best sales guy and I feed that sales guy or that sales gal enough leads, they're going to close enough sales for me to be able to pay their salary. But if you don't understand that, then that becomes a challenge for you, right? Just like you create buyers personas for your customers, create candidate personas for your job candidates. Your persona should be different for each role you're hiring for, but will share some underlying traits about company culture. Well, I guess if you want to bring the right person into your company culture, you might need to define your company culture and be a little intentional about that company culture, right? You should have an ideal candidate avatar, just like you have an ideal customer avatar. So you can go out and get the right people. You should build your brand in a way, your vision, mission, and your vision and mission statements, right, should be so clear and concise that it's easy for you to see when you sit down with a candidate. Hey, how hard would it be for the words of our vision and mission for this company to become this person's flesh? Because just like that's my prayer in my personal life, Lord, help me to cause your words to become my flesh. When people are representing my brand, my prayers, Lord, help me to communicate the brand to them in a way that they get excited about letting the words of this brand, what it represents, become their flesh. So they're walking embodiments of the brand and they are on brand at all times because the brand is them and they are the brand, right? Hope that's not too deep for y'all, right? So hiring and keeping good people is a challenge, but you can overcome that by defining those personas for each role, not just the tasks that they'll do, but the type of person you want them to be. All right, we got three more, and I'm going to get to them really quickly. If you're just tuning in, we're talking 9 challenges that small businesses face and how to overcome them. Number 7 on the list is managing workflow. Once you have the people to make the magic happen, the next challenge is managing workflow. You want to ensure that your team has the processes and the tools to do good work and to do it efficiently. This is your challenge. Here's how you fix it. The best way to diagnose the roadblocks your team faces and increase efficiency is by creating ways for them to provide feedback. Employee satisfaction surveys is one way to do it. Frequent one-on-one meetings with direct reports is another way to do it. Ensuring your direct reports implement one-on-one meetings with their direct reports, right? Occasional skip level meetings. Well, you got a direct report under a direct report, then you just go meet with them directly instead of that's something that they're not expecting. A lot of times I heard a football player talk about the Rooney family. The Rooney family is the family that owns the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he said the owner literally has an open door policy where people as far down in the organization as on the practice squad can come in and talk to the owner of the organization and give their feedback. And I was like, man, that's amazing. But what they're saying here is occasionally have a skip level meeting where instead of going to your direct report, you go to one of their direct reports and you have a meeting with them every now and again. I thought that was pretty cool. Asking about threats to the business and the issues that give them the most pain in their roles, finding the commonalities and the feedback you receive and the bottlenecks. Also, this is one that I'm working on, making sure that you have your processes and procedures documented, because you can't audit something if it is not documented, right? You can't measure what you don't track. You can't grow what you don't measure, right? That is branding, right? You can't measure what you don't track. You can't grow what you don't measure. Well, if you got a process and procedure in place, I can go back and audit against the written document that says, hey, I noticed you're skipping steps in this procedure. Tell me why, right? Have your process documents in place as well. We're talking 8 or 9 small business challenges and how to overcome them. Number 8 on our list is financial planning. More resources increase ability, efficiency, and quality. Unfortunately, access to many of these resources come through having capital, but small businesses report that a lack of capital or cash flow was their number 1 challenge. In addition, small business loans approval at big banks is significantly low, 13.5% as of March 2021. So how do you fix this? Every business will be different, but you'll want to use business credit wisely, cut costs where possible, and manage cash flow by staying on top of invoices and bookkeeping. Business consultants, accountants, and financial advisors can help you analyze your financial situation. This is huge, y'all, but it comes with understanding that you should not be operating your business from revenue. The best business in the world, and I learned this from Dr. Danetta Watson of the Black Mastermind Group and the Business Mastery Institute bootcamp class that I took with her. You can't operate your business from revenue, right? That means the money coming in is constantly going out. You can't build a stable business like that. What you should do is position your business properly, go out and get the funding that's required, operate your business from the funding, and then repay the funding with the capital, with the revenue, with the cash flow. I had no clue that such a thing existed, right? The other thing that you can do is make sure that you have some high margin products that you can promote. I teach every business, every service business should have a product. Every product should have a service, and every product-based business should have a service, but all businesses should have a digital product of some sort. Why? Because the margins are incredibly high. Once I create a course one time, when I sell that course, that's usually about 90% of the sale of that course is profit. And that dramatically increases your cash flow. Now, I know we're at 8 o'clock, but I got to give you this last one because I promise you we will not do a 2-part series. So number 9 of the 9 small business challenges that you have to overcome as a small business owner is scaling. There's this mix of building scalability early versus doing what you have to do to get it all done, according to Nick Realize, co-founder and CEO of Drizzly. This is a tricky one, especially since every situation is different. You'll see the problem arise in all areas of business and product development and marketing and content creation and hiring and so on. For example, many business executives will push growth at all costs. But if you grow your company too quickly, you'll find yourself having to hire quickly, which directly feeds into the small business challenge of finding top quality people, right? In addition, you may land a large client that makes you feel hopeful for the future, but it then becomes difficult to keep up with their needs. So scaling at the right pace is important. How do you fix it? Unfortunately, there's no perfect answer here. Depending on where you are in your business life cycle, the scale will tip one way or the other, but I do think you need both at the same time. So you should be trying to scale and stabilize at the same time. What it comes down to is not obsessing over every detail, but the right details. Closely monitoring product perfection, for example, might be as important as doing so over customer service, right? You want to have a dynamic product, but you also want to have a dynamic fulfillment process and make sure that the delivery of that product is incredible as well. Obsessing over customer service, however, is worth the extra effort. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos puts it well in his 2016 letter to shareholders. There are many ways to center a business. You can be competitor focused, you can be product focused, you can be technology focused, you can be business model focused, and there are more. But in my view, obsessive customer focus is by far the most productive of day one vitality. So you want to scale your business, get obsessed about your customers and your customer service and how you satisfy those customers. Of course, you want a dynamic product, but once they get that product in their hand, then your relationship with them is going to be critical to your ability to scale. So hopefully this made good sense to you. Remember that this is listener supported media. So check the links in the comments. If there's something there for you, then please consider purchasing because that actually supports the channel and allows me to bring this content to you consistently for free. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. The rest of this week, we're talking business startups for less than $100. So you guys want to tune in to that as well. And of course, on Friday, we got Free Game Fridays where I answer your questions live. So until then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.